Today I'm going to be showing you all the very first mural I ever painted. I actually did this last year. My brother and sister-in-law announced that they would be having a baby and asked if I would paint a mural for them. And they really put me in charge of the whole process, which I felt honored, but it was also a little intimidating because I feel like I was very underqualified. But I started by picking out the paint and brushes. I was really going for colors we could repurpose for multiple parts of the painting to save resources and make the whole thing simple and cohesive because we were really going for a cartoony look. At their house, my brother and mom painted the base colors while my sister-in-law and I finalized the sketch. She had her idea in mind and I just needed to translate that to the paper. Once we were happy with it and the paint had dried, my brother broke out his projector, which made this project 10 times easier because we could just project my drawing onto the wall.
Giraffe, middle point, we feel good about that. Maybe have the tail in.
Yeah, the tail in the middle.
I'll start with the giraffe.
So I just traced the sketch I had already made. There were some adjustments needed, but the majority I was able to trace, which with the lighting of the projector was slightly difficult, but once I got used to it, it was a breeze. We wanted to start with the animals because we thought they were the most important part of the mural, and we wanted to make sure we would have the time to get them right and that the placement was good. Afterwards, we got our painting supplies ready, and I enlisted the help of my mom to paint in the tracings with me.
Okay, I've never painted the wall before.
She was a school teacher who painted murals for play backgrounds every year for 30 years, so she had much more experience than me. And this is when I realized that I'm a very slow painter, because she moved a lot faster than me. I decided to finish up the base of the monkey and then called it quits for the night. I think it was like 2 a.m. at this point, and I was really tired. But we started again the next morning and worked on the other colors for the animals. You'll probably notice as we go that some parts are a little splotchy and the wall color is peeking through, but don't worry, we do eventually go back and fill all of that in before we call the mural finished. We hit a stopping point with our animals and then we went ahead and traced out the sun using a lampshade. My mom really wanted to paint the sun, so while she did that, we set the projector back up to finish tracing out the drawing. The tree is what needed the most adjustment to get the branches lined up with the monkey again. After that, we called it a day. This is all the progress we made on our first trip to do the mural. A month or so later, we took our next trip to work on it. More of our family joined us this time around.
So my thoughts were to work more on the tree, the leaves, and maybe doing the grass blades. Doing the blue on the pond. Yeah,
it's gonna be.
In theory, there's a pond here. It's like some water drops he's shooting at the zebra. So we'll just outline it in black and then do like a white highlight.
After some pizza, I got changed into my painting clothes and it was back to work.
Paint looks gross when it's separated.
I forgot my tripod on this trip, so the angles aren't the best, but I started by painting the tree branches their base brown color, and then we realized that we forgot to buy pink paint, so I chose which color I thought would look good.
I'm thinking the lighter pink, Priscilla.
And we sent the guys out to get the paint. While they were gone, we started working on some detailing and outlining.
Right? Everything looks better with an outline.
And also started painting the grass blades where the ground meets the sky. This would just be the first layer of, I believe we put 3 layers on eventually. And lastly, I put down the base green shade for the leaves in the tree. I know it's looking a little questionable right now, but you just gotta trust the process.
This is all the progress we made this time around.
Now we were at the third and final visit to work on the mural, and it is crunch time.
Wow, look at that mess. This one's not too bad, actually.
The baby was due in a couple of months, and we wanted to have this done so there was plenty of time for them to decorate and get the paint smell out of the room. So I'll admit, recording the process wasn't as much of a priority this time around. But we started with adding different shades to the grass to give it some dimension. We did a darker shade and then the lighter shade to match the rest of the grass back on top. Instead of doing grass blades everywhere, I wanted to give the grass in the background the illusion of thickness and just add some detailing around the animals, tree, and pond. At this point, I cleaned up the edges of the tree because they were a little splotchy, and then mixed together some darker brown paint.
That should be dark enough. So I don't want it too much darker. I don't know. I can't tell.
I started adding texture and shading to the tree to give it some life. We used a blue paint marker for the water droplets and the animal eyes, and I added in a few very cartoony clouds. Once we were done, we decided to mix all of our random paint mixtures together to see what color we got.
Really? It looks like it's pretty brown.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
my phone! No! And yes, I got the paint off my phone. They asked me to sign it, so I put my name in kind of a concealed spot, and we were done.
I can't believe it's there, to be honest with you.
Me either. I can't believe we
Finished.
Yeah. And we're finally finished. We got it done after a few months and a few visits. Really happy with how it came out. Super proud for this being my first big mural and for it just being me and my mom. It was my sister-in-law's idea. You know, it was a family effort and I'm really happy with it. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it.
Since then, they've had their beautiful baby boy, and he loves looking at the animals on his walls, so I'll call it a success.